The booth. We are ready. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's City Council meeting. We're happy to have you all here. I would ask if you would please silence your cell phones. And you may be aware that we did not have a workshop today. We didn't have any items to go into workshop. So we're going to jump right into our City Council meeting. And before we do the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, I would like for us to honor all of the women in the room. It is International Women's Month, and we have a lot of powerful women in this community that are business owners and that do a lot, and let's give them some appreciation. I'm going to ask Mr. Louder to do the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance today. We have some special needs for two of our council members. So if you wish, would you please rise and join council for the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance?
Let's pray. Lord, as we come before you today, we come with some needs in our council family. Ms. Hatley and Ms. Connor, both, their mothers are in need of prayer and healing. And we just like to remember them this morning, Lord. Challenging times for both families. And now, Lord, as we go about our business today for the City Council of Myrtle Beach, that everything we do, whatever decisions are made, these decisions are made for the best thing for the citizens and the business community in this city. We are so thankful, Lord, for all the things that you have continued to bless this city with, and that the thing that me personally I'm so thankful for is the ability for this council to work together, even though sometimes we may have difference of opinion and our ideas may be different, but at the end of the day, we always find a way to work together. And Lord, now again, as we come to you before this meeting, Lord, just grant us the harmony and the ability to work together as we have continued to do all this time, Lord. And all these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council has had time to review today's agenda, so I will ask if there is a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Louder, second from Mr. Chestnut. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes from February 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Chestnut, second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 4th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Louder, second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to our communications and creative services update.
Hey City Council, Patrick Lloyd here with your Communications and Creative Services update. Our fire department exemplified the first-in-service attitude by helping Horry County Fire Rescue fight the Carolina Forest wildfire. Even though the fire is outside of city limits, our team did not hesitate to help our neighbors in Horry County. The police and fire departments are going through hostile event training at the Robert Reed Recreation Center in the Market Common. These trainings take place every Tuesday and Thursday through the rest of the month and will ensure our public safety teams are ready for anything. After serving for 31 years, longtime Assistant Police Chief Marty Brown is retiring in less than a month. Captain Chris Smith will replace him as Assistant Police Chief. He was sworn in at the end of February. Congrats to both Marty and Chris. The Myrtle Beach Marathon had yet another successful year. Our teams were there as early as 2:30 in the morning to make sure the race went smoothly. Congrats to all the finishers. The track at Doug Shaw Memorial Stadium is looking better than ever after a contractor restriped it just in time for the upcoming spring break meets. First up is the Myrtle Beach Collegiate Challenge this weekend. That's all for now. Hope you have a great rest of your week.
Okay, and I'm going to ask Meredith to come up and talk about the military banners and the application process.
Yes, good morning. Really quickly, we weren't sure which date exactly the applications were going to open when we made that video, but they are opening at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're going to have it posted on our website. It's going to be under the Military Appreciation Days tab on the website. We also have it linked, or it will be linked tomorrow morning on our Facebook page. Right now on our Facebook page, we have this post out there that kind of gives a step-by-step list of where exactly you'll find it on our website. Again, we'll have the link tomorrow morning as well, and everything that people will need in order to complete that application, which we did put in the Friday Facts last week. Some of the things people are going to need are the DD-214s, which you can get online, a high-resolution photo, and then they're going to have to provide information like, of course, their full name, their grade, military branch, and also conflict eras of service. So we have all this information online right now, and that's an example of what the banners are going to look like. There's going to be 100 of them. That's where we're capping it this year because it is our pilot program, and they're going to be along Harrelson Boulevard and Ocean Boulevard, May through August.
Thank you, Meredith.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on. Do we have any non-agenda items from the public?
Yes, ma'am. Alex Fogel.
Good morning, Alex.
Morning, Alex.
You're all going to be leaving here in a couple days to go to that budget retreat. And I wanted to give you the opportunity because there's, on social media, there's so much going on about, why you're leaving town and all that. So I wanted to give you an opportunity just to explain why the budget retreat's being held outside the city limits. I think it would be beneficial for people to understand that.
Okay, we're happy to. And I'll take this one if that's okay, and everybody jump in as you wish. It's not unusual for any city, regardless of size, to go out of town for budget retreats. And that is to allow us the time that we need to really concentrate, to work with staff and department heads on the needs of the city and to put that focus only on that subject. It also gives us a time to bond as a council, but not only as a council, but to bond with our staff and department heads, which I think is crucial. These are the people that work tirelessly to serve our community, and we need to know who they are, and they need to know who we are. I think it's important to build those strong relationships. As I said, I've talked with many other cities around the state. I know of many across the nation. It is not unusual to go away for a budget retreat. We do have it is open to the public, as always, and we realize that it could be a hardship for some to travel with us, but we always try to keep people very well updated on what we're doing. But I believe personally that it is an important step for us to take because it does allow us to concentrate on very, very important business. And we have tried to do it here locally before, and we had issues with people wanting to leave, answer cell phones, texts, go check on their business, go check on family. And this allows us to really concentrate and focus. Anybody else?
The only thing I would add to that is I think this might be the first year we're going to be able to live stream the retreat on our Facebook page as well, so folks can be able to partake here in Myrtle Beach.
And I'm sure it'll be a riveting show for anybody that watches it. Does that help answer the question?
Yeah, personally, I like live streaming myself. It's more convenient.
Hopefully the technology works. Fingers Fingers crossed.
Thank you for your question. Anything else?
No, ma'am. That's it.
Okay, we'll move on to today's consent agenda, please.
Yes, good morning, Mayor and Council. For this morning's consent agenda, it's fairly lengthy. We have 16 items for your consideration. Most of them are golf carts and mopeds, which we'll get to in a moment. The first item is second reading of ordinance 2025-10, approving an easement between the city as grantor and Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated as grantee concerning property located at 2108 South Kings Highway, having PIN number 443-00-00-0010. You may recall from first reading, this is the Dominion Energy gas line for the new firehouse at Station 3. There have been no changes since first reading. It's standard practice. And now we get into the golf carts. Second reading of ordinance 2025-12, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyances regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Austin Shelley, doing business as Ajax Golf Cart Rentals located at 1307 Nature's Way, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29582 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 24 golf cart decals. Next item is second reading of ordinance 2025-13, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to David Stone, doing business as Go Fast Motorsports, LLC, Go Fast Scooters located at 609 South Kings Highway, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 95 golf cart decals and 20 moped decals. Next is item 2025-14, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to David Stone, doing business as Go Fast Motorsports Save Mart Scooters located at 412 6th Avenue North, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 34 golf cart decals and 5 moped decals. Next is ordinance, second reading of ordinance 2025-15, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to David Stone, doing business as Go Fast Motorsports Sunshine Scooters located at 713 North Ocean Boulevard, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 30 golf cart decals and 5 moped decals. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-16, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Derek and Barbara Haynes, doing business as Kickback Corner, LLC, Kickback Corner Golf Carts located at 506 Yopon Drive, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 20 golf cart decals. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-17, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Bayless Spivey, doing business as Salt Creek Campground, KOA Campground located at 613 5th Avenue South, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 50 golf cart decals. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-18, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyances regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Mark Cicatano, doing business as Myrtle Beach Golf Carts, LLC, located at 408 3rd Avenue South, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 185 golf cart decals. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-19, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Ben Robinson, doing business as Rent Me Superstore, located at 106 North Kings Highway, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 30 golf cart decals and 10 moped decals. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-20, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Ben Robinson, doing business as Rent Me Superstores 300 LLC, located at 300 South Ocean Boulevard, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 114 golf cart decals and 83 moped decals. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-21, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Ben Robinson, doing business as Rent Me Superstore 1205 LLC, located at 1205 North Ocean Boulevard, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 46 golf cart decals and 37 moped decals. Next is ordinance, second reading of ordinance 2025-22, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Ari Balachi, doing business as Zeus MB LLC, Happy Scooter, located at 311 3rd Avenue South, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Scrivener's error there. 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 50 golf carts, decals, and 13 moped decals. The next two are for first reading. They were not able to make first reading the last time because they didn't have all the paperwork in. It has since come in between the last council meeting and this council meeting. So the next one is first reading of ordinance 2025-23, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Sarah Yokel, doing business as Every LLC, nothing over $7.99, located at 109 South Kings Highway, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 20 golf cart decals. The next is first reading of ordinance 2025-24, granting a franchise agreement for operation of rental business of conveyance regulated by Chapter 12, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances of Myrtle Beach to Zavika Ilya, doing business as USA Resortwear LLC, located at 1301 South Kings Highway, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577 for a period of 1 year. The agreement includes 20 golf cart decals. That's the last for the golf carts and mopeds. There have been no changes since first reading on any of those, and the same number, as you see on the spreadsheet, remains the same from 2024 to 2025. Looks like 2023 as well. The last two items for the consent agenda are motion 2025-22, authorizing the city to apply for a grant of $2,000 from the Library Service and Technology Act Summer Reading Program to the South Carolina State Library for the purpose of compensating guest speakers and special educators for a summer learning program. There's a $1,030 match in the Chapin Library budget for that grant. And the next one is motion 2025-23, authorizing the city to apply for a grant of $10,000 from the South Carolina Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism for the Sports Tourism and Advertising Recruitment STAR Grant Program for the purpose of bidding and hosting expense for a 7-on-7 football tournament. There is a $10,000 match for that grant that will come out of the sports tourism budget.
All right, thank you. May I please have a motion to approve today's consent agenda items?
So moved. Second.
Motion from Mr. McClure, second from Mr. Chestnut. Any discussion from council?
Can you read them one more time?
Yes, sir.
Fox, understand, just want to make sure there's no increase in any numbers on the golf carts or mopeds.
That is correct.
2024,
That is correct, and there is no LSVs.
and no LSV. Thank you.
Okay. Any discussion from the public?
I apologize, I wasn't here for the first reading, but on ordinance 2025-12, is this actually located in North Myrtle Beach?
That's a business location.
Okay, but the golf cart's going to be here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Our first item on the regular agenda is the second reading of ordinance 2025-11.
Second reading of ordinance 2025-11, approving execution of reciprocal easement agreement.
Pirate Land Campground is losing its lease to what amounts to half of the campground. The owner of the other half of Pirate Land will take over operation of the assets on its property, and they plan to operate a separate campground under the name of Carolina Shores RV Resort. Pirate Land will continue to exist on the city-owned parcel. And after years, really decades of operating on both parcels combined, the two properties have become intertwined. Buildings and amenities and campsites have been built throughout both parcels, and in some cases, to get to certain buildings and to get to certain campsites and home sites, you have to, on one parcel, you have to go through the other parcel. I know, for instance, the entrance to both parcels is actually located on the city-owned property. So to get to the Carolina Shores RV Resort, you have to actually go through Pirate Land Campground. The ordinance before you approves a reciprocal easement agreement, which will allow the employees, the guests, and the residents of each campground to use the roads and the walkways of the other campgrounds to get to their houses, to their campsites, and to their office. The agreement will allow both campgrounds to continue to do business as nearly as possible to the way they did previously, while both campgrounds are taking additional steps to fully separate. The easement agreement will expire no later than February 2030. The city is taking on no responsibility for maintenance on either parcel, and both campgrounds are required to indemnify and hold the city harmless from any claims that arise out of any activity that occurs on either parcel. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-11?
So moved. Second.
Motion from Mr. Louder, second from Mr. Chestnut. Any discussion from council?
Yep. Well, has the other property owner approved this?
Yes. Yes.
Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Motion 2025-17.
Motion 2025-17 to reappoint 3 members to the Chapin Memorial Library Board.
Okay, we have the terms of Dana Painter, John Hobson, and Tina Corley, all city residents, expired on February 14th, 2025. Appointees' new terms will expire on February 14th, 2028. The committee has recommended that we appoint Dana Painter, John Hobson, and Roger Dix. May I please have a motion for approval and reappointment
So moved.
and appointment?
Second.
Okay, and would you please name who you, your motion, who you're approving?
All three did.
Greg, you made the second?
Second.
Okay. So we have a motion to reappoint Dana Painter, John Hobson, and to appoint Roger Dix. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Motion 2025-24.
Motion 2025-24 to reappoint 2 members to the Beach Advisory Committee.
The terms of Ashley Harper and Mark Donovan expired February 22nd, 2025. Both do wish for reappointment. On file are the resumes of Beth Urban, city resident, Richard Wyatt, non-resident, Adrian Linsgold, city resident, Paul Garcia, non-resident, Thomas Palmieri, non-resident, and Gray Irvin, city resident. Both seats' new expiration date is February 22nd, 2028. The committee chair suggests that we reappoint both Ashley Harper and Mark Donovan. May I please have a motion?
Motion to reappoint Ms. Harper and Mr. Donovan. Second.
Motion from Mr. Louder, second from Mr. Chestnut. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Motion 2025-25.
Motion 2025-25 to reappoint 3 members to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
The terms of Robert Shelley, Julian Durant, and Michael Schwartz expired on February 22nd, 2025. Julian Durant and Michael Schwartz do wish for reappointment. On file are the resumes of Steve Kahn, city resident, William Owens, city resident, and Rachel Anderson, city resident. All 3 seats' new expiration date will be February 22nd, 2028. The committee chair has recommended that we appoint Steve Kahn and reappoint Julian Durant and Michael Schwartz. May I please have a motion?
Motion to reappoint the 3 said names. Durant, Swartz, and Khan.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Motion 2025-26.
Motion 2025-26 to declare certain vehicles abandoned or derelict pursuant to the authority of Article 41 of Title 56, South Carolina Code of Laws, 2001.
Okay, is there anyone here who represents any of these vehicles, if you can see them? May I please have a motion to declare?
So moved.
Second.
Motion for Mr. Louder, second for Mr. Chestnut. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any non-agenda items from the public?
No, ma'am.
Any communication from council or staff? Quiet group today. As Mr. Fogel already announced, we do have our budget retreat. We leave tomorrow and we'll return on Friday. And would like to remind everyone that we are actually in Can-Am Days. And this is the 64th year of our Canadian American Days. I had an opportunity yesterday to go to the chamber and meet with the Consulate of Canada and have lunch with them, as well as to greet some of our Canadian visitors, and actually met a couple who have been coming here for 45 years. And for those of you who own businesses, I don't have to tell you how important it is that we have these visitors year after year, especially during this time of year. So one common thread that I was happy to hear in talking with all of the visitors is how welcome this community makes them feel, and that this year especially our businesses thanked them for being here. So let's keep up that trend and show our Southern hospitality. And next year, hopefully we'll have a big 65th annual celebration for Can-Am Days. And there being no other business, we have no executive session items today. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion for Mr. Louder, second for Mr. Chestnut. Any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. I have a feeling there was a non-monetary bet on what time we would adjourn. I'm just curious who won.
I'm part of it, so I have no idea.
Meredith won.
But it's 10:27.